Welcome back everyone to the Hearthstone GIGACON Prime Tournament here at GIGACON 2015 in Oslo. It's me and Caldi back with you once again for our grand final. It's getting all very serious around here now, Caldi, after the hilarity of that team match between Sweden and Norway. Didn't quite go your way.
Didn't go for Norway, but what do I care?
Well, I mean, we were joking that we were going to rename it Team Finland just to let you take all the blame, but I don't think that's happened quite yet. But yeah, so we're here for our grand final, of course, between Powder and Spo. It's going to be an interesting final. Both these players looked really dominant in their semi-finals earlier in the day.
Absolutely, the top two players of the tournament, definitely. The storylines have been Druid and Hunters are working here. We saw 3 Hunters in the top 4, I believe, via Blackout as well. Had the Hunter, Druid Hunter versus Druid Hunter, Powder on the Huntlock, I believe, and Spo on the Patron. So it's going to be close, actually, as I guess the Patron will be decent against the Hunter.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing, it's all about how they line up, really, because you got to think Powder's lineup is favoured against Spo's because the Druid and the Hunter are just kind of, you put them as maybe the same, and then you favour the Handlock over the Patron. Mm-hmm. But we have seen Spo's Patron beat Handlock on at least one occasion.
Yeah, I think Powder has a strong lineup overall, but he's stronger against the Patron, against the Hunter at least, so he has some options there, whereas this Powder kind of has a free win. Yeah, with his Druid, but it should be a close series. I think I would maybe expect both of them to start Druid.
That'd be a reasonable thing to open up with, I think. Get that win and get the momentum going, get the tempo going. Druid, of course, very strong. We've seen that all weekend. It's been a very strong deck all the way through the qualifier and into the top 16. It's as we talked about a little while. Some people are saying that Druid is stronger than Patron. More, I guess, on the strength of this tournament performance, we've probably seen Druid get more wins than Patron almost. We've seen Patron struggle against some lineups, particularly against Druid.
Yeah, people have been countering Patron a lot harder than Druid. I mean, it's kind of hard to counter Druid overall. But we've seen Hunters come in strong. I think it's because Druid and Handlock have been kind of the most consistent decks, and Hunters great against both of those. So if you can get an easy win there, then you're off to a great start. I mean, especially if we look at Powder with Druid, Handlock, and Hunter, just demolishes any standard lineup with Druid, Handlock, Patron, which is what Spo has here. So Druid versus Hunter, I kind of like this idea from Spo. Hunter should be good against all 3, and Powder is going for the Druid. Again, the most overall consistent deck across the 3. So kind of what we expected for the first match.
Yeah, it's a pretty good start. The double Wrath as well could be very relevant to help clear out those early threats.
It is, yeah. I think the Leopard would have been better if he went first, as in Spo went first.
Yeah.
Now we look at the opening hands here, and he goes for the Juggler. It's a bit risky. I guess his idea is to counter the Masses, but the Wrath here just demolishes this.
Yeah, this is a really difficult play for Spo. He does, as you say, does counter the Darnassus and kind of deny the Darnassus draw, but it also gets punished by Wrath. So
it does, absolutely, but I think a freezing trap might be just devastating here. I actually like Savage Roar here, killing the 2/2.
Yeah, Savage Roar on turn 3 is a play that I'm seeing more and more players advocate, particularly against these aggressive decks.
Yeah, I mean, if we look at minions like the Paladin Sweater, possibly even Helm Master, you could actually Wrath that, but you couldn't use Savage Roar on that. And you're probably even going to be using the Force Nature removal. If you actually get to a point of view where you can combo them, you're probably so far ahead it doesn't matter anyway. Now, see the Sweater come down, and I mean, Powder is in a great position here as he had the double Wrath for those 2 drops. Staying even at 30 health on turn 4 is not bad. So it's just about the minor things that come into play later on.
Yeah, and Powder does have some great turns coming up with the Lotheb, can even go into the Thorison on turn 6, just mostly for tempo as much as anything else. Yeah. It's not hitting, it is going to hit the combo though as well. So if you were to get a second Savage Roar, there's a huge amount of damage potential. This is looking potentially really good for Powder.
That said though, turn 5 Lotheb into turn 6 Savannah is no joke, with both the kill command and quick shot. I kind of like Spo's idea of just ignoring the Sweater. It doesn't really matter, we see the Lotheb probably, answered by a Lotheb Oh, is he? Yeah, okay, so he not attack due to that trap that is up. I believe that has to be a freezing trap, but we're good to get a confirmation on that.
Yeah, so decides to counter the Lotheb with a counter Lotheb rather than a kill command or anything like that. Thoris is an option, so is Druid of the Claw though. Just can put that up in taunt form, protect the Lotheb.
But think about how much this freezing trap is going to do, if it indeed is the freezing trap. I actually like bouncing Lotheb better, but I was actually about to bounce nothing and go for the Force Nation next to. I think that's the strongest out of the 3 options. Bow Powder seems to agree.
Yeah, I can see I can see that. You want to keep the Force of Nature and bounce one of the trees. Keep your board up, keep your board value up, because you're winning on board presence here, and this is how you're going to win this game. You need to win the value game.
We do get a confirmation that it is freezing trap, as the second one is not green, so it cannot be played. I guess may have bought to play defensively. Go for the Savannah, okay.
Number 8, Mark Alfred Rickard, 91260. On and knee in 26.
I guess, yeah, if we actually go for the combo, then.
So I don't know if you guys can hear that announcement on the on the microphones there. Someone needs to move their car. They've parked it in a naughty place. So hopefully we'll get that sorted. That kind of misplaying is not tolerated here at GIGACON. But back to the game. Powder has drawn into a Shade. He does have a Druid of the Claw at 4 mana as well, so that could be a 7 mana combination. But yeah, he's going to go for the Force of Nature here to bounce that freezing trap.
So he can actually clear the Savannah if he uses all of the damage for that, but it's not going to be that effective. There's a lot of burst. I mean, 1 bow, 1 Glaive Suka for Spo, and he's right back in this game.
Yeah, there's lots of ways the Hunter can claw back into this game, and that's really the power of the Hunter as well. He's thinking about even the Savage Roar. Yeah, he's just going to bounce that tree. And start making some trades.
Now he values I guess the 1 health over it. But I mean, the main thing is now Spo will have 3 or 4 turns before he actually dies to draw a little bit more damage for this lethal. So I think Spo is now back in the driver's seat in this game. You can use the freezing trap on top of the abusive sergeant and really get a lot going here. And he gets the bow while it's devastatingly strong card here.
Yeah, that's going to be absolutely huge to take out this Shredder. Quick Shot is also...
No, he goes phase, absolutely phase here, yeah.
Oh, you want to go face here?
Absolutely phase. 16, you have 8 in hand plus a hero power, so you can do 10 damage with a taunt up.
That's definitely an option as well. Gonna get the damage in now.
I actually want to go as far as to skip the freezing trap. I want to go abusive, bow, hero power phase. Well, that's lethal.
Yeah, that's exactly what Spo's going to do here. You just changed your mind at the last second there to the correct play, Keldy. Well done. Got the call just at the last second.
I think so, yeah. It's a tough call though. Boom. So Powder loses here. There's nothing he can do to survive.
Unfortunately not. Quick Shot and kill command in hand.
Technically, yeah, if he kills the Hunter Creeper, he will... still, it's too much, yeah, it's just too much.
Yeah, even with the Beast proc, the kill command doing for 3 with the hero power is enough.
I actually like the Trent better than the Big Game Hunter. Just, if we're talking about that, trade the Trent in and go forward to face with that better. But, okay, because you can replay it technically, but yeah, Spo taking enemy 1 here. Well done.
Absolutely, Spo going to go 1-0 up here from SK Gaming against Mana Light's Powder. The battle of the Swedes in the final here. Swedes have done very well this weekend so far, winning the team match. And one of them is going to guarantee to be walking home with the trophy as well as the second place as well. So pretty good weekend for them. But yeah, Spo getting a good win with the Hunter. But you would kind of expect that, I guess, against Druid?
Yeah, it was the strongest deck against the Powder there. There's no way of losing it anyhow. It's going to come down to the Warlock, I believe, and the Warrior for Spo. It's going to be the weakest classes there. The order will matter a lot, I feel. I would expect Powder to go through it, and actually Spo to go through it as well. So it'll be interesting to see how this turns out now.
Well, we'll see if we are going to end up with a Druid mirror match. We're just going to get into that game in just a couple of seconds. Oh, it's going to be completely different.
Ooh.
What do you say, Caldy? It's going to be the Patron against the Handlock. Now, this is a pretty fortunate read from Powder, I guess.
I think so, yeah. I mean, if you think about the Druid for both players, Spo has to face Druid, Hunter, and Handlock, and Druid is decent against all three of them. Probably Hunter is the only one you're slightly unfavored against. And Powder, you know, facing Patron and a Druid of his own, is looking pretty good with Druid. Handlock is fine as well, so he goes for the Handlock on the gamble and it pays off, yeah.
Powder does get the Twilight Drake, which is pretty great on the coin, but also has the Void Collar as well, so another 4-drop in the Handlock. Handlock, it's all about the 4-drops. And Spo just throwing out the Unstable Go here. I don't know what you think about that, Khaldun.
Yeah, it's not bad. You don't want to have two in hand. He has a Battle Rage. He wants to possibly even force out a Dark Bomb, which would be nice for the follow-up. Accolade of Pain here. Shield Block is decent though. I like the idea of Shield Block.
But yeah, we have said Spo's played the Patron deck very well all through the day. We've seen that, and possibly the best Patron player we've seen in the tournament.
I really like actually Portion's play decks, but if we
He didn't play here though.
No, but we're thinking about the idea of like a Shield Block versus Acolyte.
Yeah.
If Spo goes for Acolyte last turn, he could technically go for Slam plus Battle Rage even, and now at 5 armor he's unlikely to get anything out of this Battle Rage, but he gets the Shield Slam. That's gonna be massive later on.
Yeah, it's going to be huge to help him clear out these big threats. Second Twilight Drake coming down, 2 4-8 and a 4-6. 2 4-8s when they're fully healed for Powder on the board here. This is pretty difficult to deal with. No silence, of course, in the deck for the Patron. Everything's slimmed down to make room for those combo pieces.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm interested to see how that he actually said Belcher. So generally not a card you see in Demon Handlock. Usually got the Belcher for that. Maybe he's running only one. I would be very surprised if I saw a second Belcher from Powder here.
Yeah, you would think that there's very little room for that kind of mid-range card in the Demon Handlock, because the mid-range of the deck is the Void Callers and the Doom Guard. It replaces that kind of mid-game core of things like Sylvanas and Sludge Belcher.
I actually really like just you kill one Drake with the Shield Slam and the 2-3, and then you just look at possibly hitting the...
He's going to use the Death Spite here to finish this one off.
Okay, you can either have up to 4 left, or do the trade. It turns out to be the same. Same deal, I guess. There's an idea of something like an Earthling Dark Bomb that this would be worse against, but Void Caller is decent. He's gonna go for it. I think he should go for it. Maybe Belcher sooner though, because you don't want to be stuck with a Belcher in the late game, because the slide does get you more patrons. Not that Patron is the strongest card in this deck at all, but now Acolyte has to come down. I don't see a scenario where Acolyte doesn't come down.
Yeah, the best use of Patrons in this matchup is really to add value to your Frothing Berserkers. So the Belcher is relevant because the Patrons can be relevant towards a Frothing OTK.
Yeah. The general idea though is if you actually have a strong enough combo to play Patron with, you're generally going to win anyway. As you need 10 plus mana and you need an Emperor or maybe even 2 turns of Emperor to pull that off, but Powder is just looking at playing very aggressively with the Emperor. I like Emperor over anything else here, even over Tap Mountain.
I tend to agree, especially when you're clearing the board, because it means that your opponent's going to have to use 2 spells to execute this.
He can ignore a Mountain Giant, but he cannot ignore a Emperor.
He's going to go for the Mountain Giant instead. I think you're right. I definitely prefer the Emperor there, but there is obviously pretty much always merit to putting an 8/8 on the board for 4 mana.
There is, I guess he was thinking about it being hard to remove, in case he didn't have Execute, but...
It does bait out 1 Execute. Of course, there can only be 2 Executes in the deck, so when you're playing 4 Giants, you're kind of, you're winning the numbers game, I guess, in that respect.
The thing is though, if you play Emperor and that gets executed, then you're happy because you've got all of your minions reduced in cost. But now, it's not taking as good of a Powder.
There's the first Molten Giant. That's going to be very relevant, I guess, in a few turns.
He needs to look at a taunt sooner rather than later here. I mean,
yeah, I think this is a Belcher turn. And this kind of does go back for me to the last turn when he didn't play the Thaurissan. The Thaurissan, you know, I'm not sure when you play the Thaurissan now. Though I do agree that getting the Mountain Giants out early is also really important as well, so it's a difficult decision.
You could have played him next turn for cheaper though, the Mountain Giant, because it's going to go down in cost, you know.
Sure.
You have also more options. You can play something with the Mountain Giant, but now you can't play anything with the Emperor. But he generally just plays the Emperor when he feels safe, and Powder does not look like he feels safe here. Don't blame him.
He goes for the heal over the taunt. I don't know if I would go for the taunt first, because then it's easier to get into Molten Giants.
Taunt is more vulnerable here, yeah. Healbot is just better in this matchup overall. You wanted the Sun Furies and Defender of Arcus, but the Blood Bolt just doesn't do a good enough a job here. Now with this Patron, it just doesn't do much at all. I don't like the idea of Patron here. Obviously there's going to be no AoE from Powder, but still, Spo's, it's the tough turn for Spo.
I think he might be thinking about Patrons just to enable Battle Rage.
But he can't afford a Whirlwind, and he can only really afford an Inner Rage. Would that be strong enough to draw 2 cards, throw with a... I guess that's... yeah.
So you don't want to Whirlwind with the Death Spite?
No, you can't afford it. You need the double Whirlwind for the lethal with Frothing. But I think...
But you don't have Warsong or Patron yet.
You have Warsong. It's a 4th card.
Oh sure, yeah, sorry. It's a little bit of the Frothing there. I'm a little bit tired.
No worries.
They're kind of the same shape. You ever notice that? Frothing and Warsong? Just me?
Kind of, yeah. I mean,
Well, he's going to go ahead and do it. And he's going to get, in fact, four procs off the Battle Rage. But he can't do it now because he's got the Armor Smith.
Yeah, he should have gone for that before. Go for the... Oh, he's hovering over it. I think he was going to go for the Battle Rage, but missed it.
Miscounted his mana, perhaps.
Yeah.
That's a little bit unfortunate.
Uncharacteristic mistake here from Spo.
Yeah, playing the Armor Smith maybe not the best move there. Did use up the mana. I definitely would have valued the Battle Rage over the Armor Smith.
But Powder doesn't look very composed. He looks really tired. I don't know what's going on.
I mean, it has been a long day for these guys. They've been here since like 11 o'clock, 10:30 this morning. It's nearly 12 hours now. And I would say that Powder, he's not necessarily a player who's as affected by tilt as maybe Blackout was a year or so ago. But Powder can be an emotional player.
Yeah, no AoE here still. I mean, oof, this is rough.
Yeah, this is really bad for Powder. He can Dark Bomb 1.
I believe he just dies on the following turn. Silences, but still, I think this is too many minions. He just dies.
Yep, so there's going to be 5, 7 minions, 8 minions if he taunts up.
This taunt's going to be important. I believe this might be close.
Second Patron doesn't really help. There's a Fiery War Axe, which is actually quite relevant as well. He's going to Battle Rage into Emperor.
But with 6 minions on the board,
He can still do the combo at this turn. So he was kind of safe to Battle Rage there because he could have drawn into an Inner Rage. So he still has Warsong, Frothing, Whirlwind available to him. Or he can just go with the Emperor and hit a really big hand here, which I wouldn't mind either, to be honest. I think, yeah, I wouldn't mind that at all. But
he's looking at like 19 damage. I want to look at the replay of this and see if he had enough. I think he actually made it maybe 1 mana off. I think he actually had the have to look at the replay later.
yeah,
on.
we'll have to have a look at that.
The Emperor though is really strong, and if Though does have some taunts and some options now in his hand, Wattle Coil is not bad here. Mal'Ganis, he would have wanted that last turn.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate for Powder not getting anything off the Void Caller. Mal'Ganis isn't going to be playable this turn. There's Jaraxxus.
Doesn't do many good as well. I mean,
The demons and the AoE just haven't come in for Powder.
not at all, and this is just lethal. Yeah, sad day for Powder. Down 0-2 here in this final. We will looking at him as the player with the more experience and more results this year. So Spo might be looking at possibly cleansing his first major line victory.
Yeah, what a breakout this would be for Spo if he was able to finish this off. I mean, what does he have left? Is it just the...
Just a druid. I mean.
Yeah, the Druid.
Yeah. And this is, the crucial deck for him to win with. In that case, as the warrior was the weak point, and now it's gone.
Yeah, absolutely. So Patron Mori getting the win for Spo. He's up 2-0 against Powder, and as I say, just going to be the Druid left, and the Druid has 3 chances to do Druid things: draw Wild Growth, draw Innervate, curve really well, and just win a game. And then we've said this a couple of times that Druid till last. It's something that I think I'm quite a fan of, because it just gives you so many opportunities to draw with Druid, which I feel like Druid is possibly the most consistent deck in the game, in that it has the potential to be anything, given what it draws.
Yeah, a lot of the matchups are close to maybe between 16 and 40%, you know. We look at the 3 matchups that are left now for the Druid. It's going to be a mirror, which is obviously going to be even, and it's going to be this aggressive hunter here, mid-range hunter, that's probably going to be favored for the hunter slightly. Depends on the draw. I'd say 55 maybe for the hunter, and then it's going to be his handlock, which is anyone's game. I actually slightly prefer the Druid there.
Yeah, I prefer the Druid against the handlock as well, just because the handlock, I mean, inherently by the kind of key mechanics of the deck, which are life tap versus the combo is given an inherent advantage. It's kind of like what people always used to say about the hunter hero power versus the warlock hero power, that there's positive synergy there for the hunter. I feel like there's positive synergy between the Druid combo and the warlock hero power and the handlock mechanic.
Up to a point though, but there are more dead cards though in Druid. If we look at Innovate, Savage Roar, a lot of small steps that can basically leave you behind on tempo. Now Spoke looking at throwing everything away. I think he has to, yeah. He wants to do the Masses badly in the Innovate. Those are the 2 key cards here. Gets the Innovate, Swipe is not bad. Lebanon on turn 1 though is decent. Very important. This might be the difference between 6 or 8 damage here for Powder.
Yeah, the curve is pretty good for Powder. It can go into the Haunted Creeper as well.
Second Innovate, wow. I think he has to wait though for better options.
Yeah, I don't think you want to go for turn 1 Lotheb with absolutely no follow-up.
Maybe Coin Hero Power is playable actually.
Yeah, I think that's a good play. Does that telegraph having things like Innervates though, if you're able to throw away the coin on the hero power?
It could be, yeah.
If Powder's really reading it that detailed.
Or just the sign of a really, really bad hand, possibly. But I mean, it wouldn't make much sense. But if someone's going to figure this out, I think it would be Powder. You go Hunter Creeper here, no question though.
Yeah, I think that was the 2-drop of choice, no matter what. It's the Haunted Creeper, it's just such good value. And then if it does stay alive and you can kill something with it, then the Knife Juggler can get 2 procs, but Powder disagrees. He's going to go with the Knife Juggler.
Was he maybe thinking
Darnassus?
Still, if he was going to Darnassus, he would have gone for it first.
Oh, the Shredder that came off the top.
Oof.
And then he can innervate the Lotheb on turn 3 to follow up. This is potentially absolutely crushing from Spo.
I think Owl would be strong here. Quickset, okay, he's looking at that. I mean, it does the same thing though. That's the same thing though overall.
Yeah. He's just going to ignore it. Well, it does mean that the Knife Juggler stays alive unless something else happens.
No, I mean, if he trades a 4-3, a whole Shredder for that, and you still have the Owl left.
Okay.
And if he trades into the Owl, then you have Jugglers next turn with the Mad Scientist and the Hunter Creeper, but it's a minor thing, I guess. I just felt that the Quickset was more flexible in the late game here. Now, we have to Innovate. I think is Shade possibly just the strongest play here.
Yeah, he's going to play on curve rather than use that Innervate.
Now, does he trade before he drops the 2 minions? It's an important part of it. Is it go greedy? Is that's the case here?
Yeah, I think he's got to go greedy. Oh,
he doesn't go greedy, no. Yeah.
I'll get
the worst possible scenario here for Powder.
That's a nightmare.
And he can clear everything, but he can actually clear everything. Wow. If you run the no wait, okay. The Jugglers might hurt because you technically want to kill the Hunter Creeper before you swipe.
Yeah, but it could punish you really badly.
It could punish you, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It's going to innervate into Force of Nature.
That's strong as well when you think about it, because you can bounce the trend for that freezing trap. And
yeah, he doesn't need to play around the Jugglers from swipe. I quite like this.
Now with a Lotheb, some tough deck Shredder here for Powder, he's looking okay, but without that he's just too far behind on tempo, I believe. Really would rather be in Spo's position right here. Yeah,
I feel like Powder is almost just a spectator in this game in many ways, and he's just being... It's just up against it here. It doesn't seem like he has any chance against what Spo's been able to draw.
Absolutely. Arcane Golem is not the answer here.
No.
Powder has to know that. He can't play it.
No.
He can't play it.
He's going to play it anyway. I can see the thinking that you're so far behind you just need to race, but
You can go for the next turn. That's the thing. Like, I don't know.
it doesn't really help Spo. It doesn't betray on.
Still, I mean, he's so much more mana.
Yeah, he's able to deal with it with the tree and actually attacks with the 4/3 shade as well. There's a kill command actually.
Yeah, I think had he waited with the Arcane Golem, he may have been in a much better position in this game. I mean, Powder is supposedly going to get a legendary swipe here.
Let's see what this shakes out here, because there's a potential lethal for Powder here. From being so far behind in this Druid matchup, he could actually have clawed himself back into it.
It's possible, but so unlikely. I think Spo has all the answers here.
Do you trade the shade into the Savannah here?
I think you trade the Shade into Savannah, you hero power into the Haunted, and then you swipe one behind and kill the other one with the Shade.
Yeah, so you can clear the board, but instead he's just going to go with the Lothar. It's not going to be lethal, thankfully, thanks to the Lothar.
Yeah, I would get this if he had the Savage Roar to follow this up, but he only has a swipe and a 15 health. Things are looking cold. Oh, it's not going to be enough though.
It's 11, 12, not quite enough. But do you just go for it and silence one of the silence the 5/4 shade?
I think you may have to, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the play. Has to go aggressive.
He might possibly need to kill the 3/3 with his bow. I actually think killing the 3/3 with the bow is better. Possibly even with the Savannah, but I like the bow better.
Well, it would be lethal if he doesn't. So that's 10 on board. Yeah, so it
He has a BCMG anyway, 7.
would have been lethal if he hadn't traded.
Oh wow, he's okay.
Yeah, he goes for the trade.
I don't know about that, I think...
Spo is dead on board.
He is, but he can clear so much though.
Yeah, he's going to hero power the Haunted Creeper and then go for the swipe. The play you suggested last turn with the swipe basically is exactly the same, but also with the additional value of killing the owl.
I guess, and he must figure that he knows that there's going to be a kill command or quick shot here. The last cut Leper Gnome is okay.
Yeah, this is it's getting a little bit dicey for Spo here, but he can heal with the Ancient of Lore.
And that may actually just finish this game off. It depends a bit on the follow-up, but he needs something like an Arcane Golem or bow to have a chance in this game. At this point. Yeah, heal, hero power. Does he actually hero power the Leper Gnome? I don't think he should. I think he should go face with the hero power.
Yeah, I think you value being, what, at 12 health versus being at 8 health. Because then a quick shot would have been lethal. A quick shot would have been lethal.
He's getting so close here. Only 3 off. He decides to kill into the lore, okay. Basically, you know, going all in on top deck.
Yeah, I mean, that's the position he's in right now. He doesn't really have any other choice.
It's gonna pay off though, as he would have had lethal. So would have had lethal here and would have taken this whole tournament, but goes so close here.
Alright, let's see what the top deck's going to be from Spo.
He's going for the hero power though here, so it's just gonna go all in on this boom, but Powder will give the top deck an answer and unleash.
That's one off, right? That's one off.
Yeah, oof.
Oh, 8 damage available for Powder. But he can't even kill off this boom. So this is it. It's going to be Spo by the skin of his teeth. Is going to take this game.
This is in the whole tournament when you think about it. I mean, yeah.
Wow, this is what an amazing moment to come down to. One life saves Spo and wins him the tournament. Powder just one life away from potentially being able to mount a comeback.
Absolutely here. Yeah, he's just kind of accepting how things are going to end here. I think if you're going to trade, you trade the Hunter Keeper in first, and he has already gone face here with this. But
oh my god, he gets, oh my god! We didn't think about the Leper Gnome!
No way!
We didn't think about the Leper Gnome as a potential out for Powder. The boom bot to the Leper Gnome.
I don't think no one saw that coming except Powder maybe. Oof.
We're speechless here on the caster desk. There was no way Powder was winning that game.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, that was what, a 1 in 6 on the boom bot hitting?
It was, absolutely, 1-6, yeah.
Wow. I mean, if anything gives Powder momentum and motivation to go on and win this tournament, it's got to be a play like that.
It's something like this. He just woke up, I think, here, Powder. He was looking so down
Yeah,
after
yeah,
those
he
first
was
two games,
almost physically tilted. You could see he's hunched over to the side, and Spo was riding high, almost about to win the tournament. And then Powder, you saw him. He just came alive, he cheered. He had a little chuckle to himself about the ridiculousness, but we didn't see any reaction from Spo. So maybe he's just kind of taking it in stride, and he thinks, okay, fine. I've got 2 chances now to win with the Druid.
Yeah, both of them have now smiled and laughed, but back to business here. Serious as always, and Spo with a better hand here going into game number 4.
That's the second crazy Leprechaun play we've seen in Hearthstone the last couple of weeks. I don't know if you saw the Southeast Asia regionals as well with the draw.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
In the final with the Hellfire killing the Leprechaun.
And the draw,
The swipe killing the Leprechaun.
Oh, and he gets the Wild Growth top that gets the Major.
Wow, Powder BM's a little bit there with the emotes. You can see Powder maybe getting a little bit of confidence here. That's amazing. I was in the mindset the tournament was over. I was thinking about what I'm going to ask Spo in the interview afterwards. And now we're going to game 4.
We are here, and I mean, if Spo can get an Innovate Emperor out, this might be playable though. Think about Sweater into Innovate Emperor. I think it's going to be really strong. Sweater here, yeah, Innovate Emperor.
I don't think that's a terrible play at all.
Could possibly silence and Wrath, but I think Emperor is so much better.
It's going to be the Emperor straight away.
Not bad. I feel like I like Spo's position better here. He has the Archdrake to follow this up. Before he was looking a bit dicey, he didn't have a lot of draw, only but a second. Oof, what does this do?
I mean, you can use the Keeper to kill the Thoracid.
Yeah, I think you may need to.
And he could innervate out the Lotheb as well, but he'd be left with just a Shade in hand.
Is that too bad though?
He's just going to use the hero power.
He's going to go innovate Lotheb. It has to be Lotheb. Very surprised if he doesn't go Lotheb here. Yeah, Spo knows this.
So Powder playing the Lotheb on the innervate. And then we have Azure Shredder, lots of responses from Spo potentially. He can kill off this Lotheb as well. He can't kill off the Lotheb now thanks to the Wrath, unfortunately. But he can play the Shredder, and then...
I think he has to be the Asher Drake here. I don't see a scenario where you don't go for that right now. You have the Keeper to follow up with that. You can twin to 2-2. It's not too bad.
Yeah. So here comes the Azure Drake. For some more card drawing. You know, now you've seen Powder is a little bit down on cards. The Innervate, we'll see how useful that's going to be. I mean, he could double Innervate to kill the Azure Drake if he wants here, but...
I think that's not too bad.
He doesn't have much of another play other than Shade and Hero Power. But he's getting quite far down on life here. He needs to be aware of his life total. So he's going to go down to 20. He's going to go with just the Hero Power and the Shade.
Has to be now, yeah. But Powder looks indecisive. Like he hadn't thought this through before Hero Powered, so I don't know about that.
Goes for the trade as well.
Yeah, this doesn't make much sense to me.
You don't like the trade?
No, I think you either go face or you kill it with the Keepers here. Because you can trade into the 2-1 pretty easily with the Lotheb and keep him alive, but now Wrath for 1 and...
Continuing to build that card advantage on the side of Spo.
With Ancient of Lore, I mean, still Ancient of Lore for Power would turn this whole game around, but his position right now isn't looking too good. Wrath could do something.
Well, Wrath, and I guess hope that it's a 2 health creature and then kill it with the Keeper. That would be a pretty strong position for Powder.
But I think he has to use it for draw here. I think he has to start to draw. Good Keeper afterwards, be fine.
Yeah, he's going to use it for draw. And something you've talked about in a couple of other games as well is having the gumption, I guess, to draw. Oh, and there you go. It's rewarded for Powder with a Doctor Boom that you can innervate out.
But the big amount from Spo is going to shut this down real quick here. But yeah, I guess let's say that Powder had a double Ancient of Lore. He has more draw than he's ever going to need in this matchup, so then he can go for 3. He just wants to basically get tempo instead of card advantage. So he can go for 3 damage on the Wrath, but in this position with only 2 keepers, he's going to be out of cards next turn almost. Only the tough deck in that case. Big amount of Powder really feeling the pain here, but did Spo possibly misplay by Big Mounting first? Because it's going to be so weak to the boom bots. I think he did. I think he should have.
Oh, he's going to silence the boom bot instead. I don't know if that was always the plan or if he did readjust after perhaps not going with the sequencing he would have liked.
Savage Roar is something, but yeah, it's not too bad, I guess, when you think about it.
But this is.
You do silence you do silence though, yeah.
I don't know. I think you have to take damage off the board. I mean, Innervate combo is a very real possibility this turn.
But I mean, he Savage Roars and trades with the boom bots and clears like that. No, wait, you can trade 2 boom bots in, I guess, yeah.
If 1 minion stays alive here for Spo, oh, that's really unfortunate.
Not good enough. He's not going to play around the combo, but this
He
means that
needs to kill
Spo.
this. Yep, he's going to trade.
So close for Spo there.
If Powder hadn't revealed that shade there, that would have been lethal.
Wrath is an option. He would have to go into the lore Wrath for 3. I don't mind that at all.
Yeah, I think that's good. You draw 2 cards, clear off the shade, and I mean, Powder's got nothing in hand. You know, he's sitting on 1 card. You're at 30 health. You're not even leaving the keepers up. You're not worried about combo. So I like that. And you're so close if you're Spo.
Yeah, you can feel it now. I mean, go for
He needs
the
to be
Wrath.
careful. You see him playing a little bit fast there, accidentally trying to pick up the wrong card. He needs to slow down a little bit, I think, Spo.
He does, yeah, but without a Savage Roar.
Shredder, yep. Unless he trades here, but even...
It's not going to be lethal. He doesn't have
Yeah.
Innervate at least, so he gets 1 turn here, possibly get combo, but it wouldn't be enough even with the Force of Nature here. He needs a taunt. Not a good position to be in to need a taunt on this turn.
Powder knows he's in a really unfavored position here.
This Ancient Doloriate just turns everything around.
Charge, is that enough? That would be 10...
It's not enough, no.
No, it's 1 off. Be 10 plus 6, right? So it's 16. I know you said don't do maths on stream, but
Oh yeah.
I'm trying it out a little bit. Yeah, so it's Spo 1 off. We saw him be just 2 damage off.
It's actually 15, so yeah.
Is it 15?
I must safeguard the land.
9 plus 6.
Oh yeah, sorry. So it's 4 damage from Druid, not 5.
Double Savage Roar, that's not going to be enough. Kind of looking at a
18.
yeah, but a Doomsayer is going to have to come down here to even things out, and that's not a good scenario for...
No, you never want to be needing the Doomsayer off the Shredder.
Not at all. Is Bo about to cleanse his first major land victory here?
Unless all these minions are cleared. He's going to be able to clear everything.
For the wilds.
Let's see what comes out of the Shredders. He's not going to... Oh, that's going to be it. Combo is going to seal it for Spo on turn 9.
Ooh.
Turn 9 Druid combo. You can see the first animation we've seen out of him. And yeah, Powder knows. That is going to be it. Spo is your GIGACON Hearthstone champion, taking the final 3-1 over his Swedish compatriot Powder. Powder was the favourite coming into that, and he was actually my pick to win the whole tournament. He goes second place at Major of the Year. We saw him get second at the Asus ROG Assembly tournament. Second place again here at GIGACON. But Spo, what a story. Coming from the BYOC, his teammate invited. He wasn't invited. He had to come and qualify with his group of Swedish teammates in SK Gaming. And again, we've talked a couple of times over the weekend about the SK Gaming Swedish project, if you will, acquiring most of what was formerly Team Darkstar. Those players were very close, worked together very well, hadn't been blown out by results until now.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, a big win for Spo here.
And a big win for SK Gaming as a whole.
Absolutely, I mean, probably the first EU land taken so far in Hearthstone, I believe, yeah.
I think it's the first win for SK Gaming in a tournament. I'm not sure if they've won any other kind of major events at the team.
I believe they did well in a team league as well, but it's hard to tell. But we're going to have Spo for an interview here coming up in a few minutes.
Yeah, he's just going to join us when he's finished being congratulated by his teammates. But yeah, what a final that was. I mean, let's talk about that game 3. We were all ready for that to be over, and Powder found the way to victory through the Leper Gnome, the improbable boom bot. It's people dismiss the RNG in Hearthstone as being as affecting the competitiveness of the game, but it gives us amazing moments like that fans will remember.
Absolutely. I mean, did you guys see that? I at least didn't see that possibility.
didn't see it
but
at all.
maybe, I guess, when your tournament is live on the line, you think about creative solutions to keep yourself in it. And Powder did that, and it paid off, and he got the RNG he needed. Take it to game 5, but it would take game 4, but it just wasn't enough in the end. And Spo just played well this entire tournament, had a solid lineup with that Patron, with that Druid, with that Hunter.
Yeah, just played supremely well. Well, we're going to get Spo in here for an interview in just a couple minutes. We'll take a short break while we get that set up. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, your GIGACON champion. And we're here with your winner, Spo, on the couch. Spo, how does it feel?
Fucking awesome. Finally.
We apologize to any children staying out to watch the final, unfortunately. But yeah, this is the first major win for you, the first real LAN performance for you.
Yeah.
And for your team as well.
Yeah.
It's been a long road for you.
Yeah. It's been really nice though.
Coming from online tournaments and the early days of Hearthstone, and now you're here as the winner of what has to be considered a pretty substantial tournament.
Yeah.
Absolutely, but you had so many rounds this weekend. Which round did you think I might have a chance of taking this whole tournament down?
Say what?
In what round did you think I could win this whole tournament?
After the Swiss.
After the Swiss? Oh
Yeah.
wow, that's early, I guess. Even.
No, I felt the lineup was really good. I just made a few changes going into the playoffs, but I felt the lineup was really solid. So.
What was the key change, would you say?
In the Patron, I removed Anomish for another shield block and the Cruel for a chill slam.
Okay.
Because I expected more control, and in the Druid I put in more like early pressure instead of the Ancient of War and Belcher, and I also included Lofeb because I thought it would be better against control, especially like Druids, because I saw a lot of the Druids. So.
Even just denying coin now seems to be such an important thing with the Savannas and the Mystery Challengers all about here. Yeah.
I think that's really, really interesting. You're talking about the shield block and the shield slam, because we saw your teammate Martin Creek also playing shield block and shield slam in Patron, which isn't that common right now. Is that part of the team tech of SK Gaming? Is that something you talked about?
No, like we spoke at the hotel yesterday, and like going through the Swiss, I expected a lot of aggro, and that's why I felt like Nomish, it's a sticky minion, and like Cruel is also really good against aggro overall, so I thought that would be better in the Swiss, and there was more control decks in the playoffs, and that's why I chose to like go with another shield block and a shield slam.
Talking about your team for a second, obviously you guys came over from Team Darkstar, the Swedish contingent, transplanted into SK Gaming, yourself, Reiki, Martin Creek, airbrushed. How important is that team around you to make you a better player?
No, we're getting so much good like support going to these events. We went here to play a Bioc, so it's been really good to get the opportunity, and there's a lot of other majors coming up, like we have Romania and then DreamHack again in DreamHack Winter. So
you think you can go on and win some of those majors?
No, let's hope.
But someone from your team can. Is it that camaraderie that obviously your teammates Freaky and Martin Creek didn't get past the playoff stages, but you've won on behalf of the team, I guess. And do you feel like there's kind of team celebration as well, and you all feel support each other?
Of course, we're super happy. Like both me and Martin, we came to SK players playing in the Swiss. Both of us made it out of the Swiss, so like just that is an accomplishment. This is like just a big bonus.
There's just so many of them. I remember at DreamHack Summer there were like 7 or 8 SK players, and one of them was bound to make it to the top 8, and AK1 really did and made the top 4 even. Yeah, so it's bound to happen if you have 8 players in the tournament.
Yeah.
Do you think having that close-knit group makes you guys practice together and be better players?
Yeah, like it helps a lot, of course. And yeah, I don't know. Yeah, probably.
So what does the future hold for you, Sport? Are you going to push on into winning those majors potentially and into next year and become one of the best players? This could be a breakout moment for you.
Yeah, of course. You just have to keep playing and preparing and train, because you can't just stop and like, oh, I'm good at this game. You gotta step it up, keep going.
So will you be streaming in the future?
Yeah, it's coming up. We got a lot of plans coming up.
Do you want to plug the stream maybe even?
It's twitch.tv/spo and an underscore.
Okay, so definitely check that out if you want to see some high quality Hearthstone play here. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want anything else you want to plug? People can find your Twitter and stuff like that.
I want to thank my teammates and also our sponsors and like our team just for all the support, because without like the team, I don't think any of us would make it like as good as we have in the last months. So.
Wow, it's been an incredible day here at GIGACON. We've had an amazing tournament, an amazing top 16. Kali, do you have any final thoughts?
Just want to thank Hitbox and Rockcat for being awesome sponsors here with this this GIGACON here in Oslo. Really nice to see a big events coming to Norway. That hasn't been a big thing. It's mainly been Sweden and Finland, but now we have Denmark with Copenhagen Games and GIGACON in Norway. So it's every Nordic country. Maybe Iceland will be next. You never know, I guess.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, of course, I also want to thank Hitbox and Rocket, but I want to thank everyone here at GigaCon as well for making me and Caldy feel so welcome, bringing us in as casters. I've really enjoyed visiting GigaCon here. Thanks to Martin and to Renato and to Christian, our driver as well, who's been looking after us this weekend.
A hero.
He's an absolute hero, and he's gonna take us home afterwards. So we've got to be nice to him still. But yeah, hopefully we'll join you again for another GigaCon and have another amazing, exciting tournament. Thank you to all the players who took part as well, all the players who took part in the BIOC, and the players, of course, who came along for the top 16. It was an incredibly competitive day. But that's all from us. Time for us to sign off. So thank you very much for watching.
And see you in 2016.
Bye bye.